Politics here at Toronto City Hall are heating up with an election just around the corner next month, and the gloves are off in the race for Toronto's mayor. A new Forum poll released today finds John Tory has a healthy lead with 65% of the support, while his main rival, former Chief City Planner Jennifer Keesmaat, has 35% support. But Tory isn't taking any chances, as one never should during a campaign. He's trying to portray Keesmaat as a separatist. Is it fair or fake news? You decide. Now, you may remember Keesmaat's tweets just before she announced she was running, when Doug Ford revealed he was slashing City Council almost in half. Keesmaat suggested Toronto should secede from Ontario. It was widely panned as impossible. The Tory campaign is doing its best to use that against her. Take a look at this Facebook video.
Jen Keesmaat wants Toronto to secede from Ontario, Canada.
One of her original policy ideas was for Toronto to separate from Ontario, Canada. What do you think about that idea?
Very stupid idea.
Very stupid.
Absolutely.
Separating Toronto from Ontario, Canada. Now, what do you think about that idea?
That's silly. That's stupid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you don't think it's a good idea?
No, not really, no. I think it is a bad idea. I think separation is never the answer. Unity is.
Now, that Facebook video is very misleading. Secession is not part of Jennifer Keesmaat's platform. In fact, she quickly backtracked on it after she announced that she was running for mayor. Here's part of my interview with her in July. Do you think Toronto should secede and become its own province?
No, I don't believe that Toronto should secede.
John Tory was asked today if that Facebook video is deceptive. Here is his response.
I will only say to you that in this case you had this put out, this idea of seceding, have Toronto seceding from Ontario, which I happen to think that even to sort of as a casual aside, it's a ridiculous and impractical idea. And then the candidate that put it out said that she'd slept on it overnight and still thought it was a good idea. And then even after that, when asked about it, said, well, in principle, she thought it was, even if it wasn't a policy, in principle, it was still worthy of consideration. I don't think it's worthy of consideration. I think the hard part of this job, one of the many hard parts of this job, is to forge the partnerships you need to have, and there are going to be good days and bad days with the other governments, but that you have to make sure that on the bad days you speak up for Toronto, the mayor does, and on the good days you work with them to get things done, like getting money for transit and so on. And so, to me, this is perfectly fair game.
Now, Tory's Facebook ad seems to be taking a page out of Doug Ford's playbook. Of course, I've told you that the provincial government has started up a channel called Ontario News Now, where they have a staffer acting as a reporter. And we're going to see more and more of this in political campaigns as they try and get their own message, unfiltered message, out via social media. Now, I did ask Jennifer Keesmaat's team about their response to the Facebook ad. Here's what they replied to me. It's clear that Mr. Tory doesn't want to talk about his record because over the last 4 years, Toronto has become less affordable, feels less safe, and we continue to spin our wheels on transit.